Monisha, I think we are live. I believe we can get started.
Okay. So good morning and welcome to the webinar Automating Data Accuracy, Simplifying Data Governance in Manufacturing Industry. The information shared here is protected for copyrights and the users are requested to not share this information without prior consent from Verdantis. So let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Monisha Ubriani, tech lead for Verdantis. I have been into the development industry past 11 years and into the product industry past 2 years. So, Rohan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Monisha. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Rohan Salvi. Welcome to this webinar. Uh, I am Associate Director at Verdantis. I oversee the sales, marketing, business development functions at Verdantis. I have been in implementations for 14 plus years, focused on master data quality and governance initiatives, and have worked on 50 plus implementations. And in last 3 plus years, I have been on the solutioning side, working with clients and prospects on helping them through the challenges that they face on the master data side. Maybe Monisha, if you could walk us through the agenda.
Yeah, so for today, we'll be covering what importance data accuracy holds in the manufacturing industry, what challenges are being faced by the traditional MDMs, what automation plays a role in MDM in today's lifestyle, and how we are going to overcome these traditional MDM challenges with automations. And at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a question and answer sessions, which will be purely and I mean,
Interactive, yes.
interactive
Perfect.
session.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So just I think in our entire interactions, what we have noticed is there are 6 key aspects when it comes to accuracy of the master data in the way it plays a role in the manufacturing industry. How it is important. Uh, as a a business user, someone who is in the plant maintenance, someone who is in the storeroom management side. The users actually expect to be able to report in the system to look for records in the ERP AM systems to find very quickly. And when they come across these reports, one of the aspects that they expect from the system is to give them that confidence in the data as well as the results that are displayed, that they are able to decide which is the record that is of the value for them, which is the record. If they go to the bin location and pick up the material, it's going to meet their end purpose. So there are two aspects. One is the capabilities that the system offers, and second is the capabilities which are present in the inherent data or the information. Okay, and here the subsequent drivers from a quality control perspective, it becomes very important, because that's how the data will reach the desired level of accuracy, desired level of information richness for the end user to make a accurate decision. Further, when it comes to the processes related to supply chain, if an end user wants to initiate a process of procurement for a particular record or material, we also want the vendor to receive the right information in their purchase order. They should be able to deliver records which meet the business's requirement, again at the end, the right form, fit and function. uh, now this is where the compliance part also becomes important, that all approvals are in place, where we are in the world of environmental safety, and all these programs where vendors have to have the necessary certifications, and their internal programs is something that has to be governed always. Then from a data standpoint as well, there are multiple validations that need to happen. uh, Now, this is at the core, driving the entire importance of data accuracy. If the data is accurate, then from an operational standpoint, organization can work with an optimum operational cost. Also, when it comes to the supply chain and the procurement departments, which are meeting the end user requirement, meeting the production requirements, those departments require a high customer satisfaction by ensuring that they are able to meet the business needs very quickly. by doing this, ultimately the organization is able to meet the end customer's need effectively as well. That overall drives a really high customer satisfaction by ensuring that there is a good first pass rate. Users are able to find things easily in their system and they can take confident decisions. So now, what are the challenges that are in place because of these requirements, right? So if I have to speak about three key, I would say, challenge areas, change management, then complex user interfaces in the traditional ERP, EAM systems, then complex data governance requirements and satisfying those data governance requirements. These are some of the challenges that traditional MDM systems and master data governance systems face. Okay. Now let's focus on one of these challenges first, right? The change management. When it comes to change management, the users who are used to some of the traditional, some of the legacy systems and are transitioning over to a new data governance or data management system, what happens is they do expect a lot of handholding. They do expect the system to be somewhat similar to what they have previously worked and experienced. If you present the user with a system where they have to simply open the forms, select from a list of 1,000 values, and then there are 10, 20 such points where the user has to make a decision, it really introduces in the process a possibility of error at multiple junctions. And in any point, if the user makes an incorrect decision because he's not getting any guidance from the system on how to move ahead and select the right value, what happens is there are inaccuracies that get introduced in the process. This often is also, a case where users do not know which section of the user interface, which section of the application they should be referring to get the right view of the information. And again, we are in the era where gone are the days where people are, going to go through the user manuals, the FAQs. They'll spend hours and hours on training. Today, the users get into the application, they expect to be productive within the initial few minutes. They do expect the system to provide them a guided tour, and that's it. That is how they expect the system to take it ahead. And that is where, from a change management perspective as well, user training becomes a headache for some of the complex traditional FDM systems. Okay. Now, looking at the third side of this, right? From a business standpoint, there are a lot of complex governance requirements. We just spoke about the vendor certificates, vendor certification, like vendors who should be having their own health and hazard certifications as well as IT security certifications. So there are multiple certificates that need to be in place. There are multiple data points where data validations need to be met, that the value is valid across multiple fields. Okay? And only then should a new record be created in the system. System should also be checking for, okay, is the user's request already existing somewhere in the system landscape, and that could be across multiple systems as well. So this is something which is a complex scenario which a data governance system should meet and solve. And what often happens is, while the systems look to solve this, they end up introducing even more complex user interface, which makes it challenging for the users to navigate through this entire maze and arrive at the right action. Now, what is going to be the way ahead? And these are use cases, right? These are the use cases which I receive from the customer and I share with Monisha. So maybe I'll ask Monisha to jump in over here and discuss some of the use cases that she often faces, and then what are the technical approaches that she recommends and she has been practicing on addressing these.
So, Rohan, as you mentioned, that the information is spread across multiple systems, right?
Correct.
And since we are following a traditional way out, we are more prone to human errors, right? So that is wherein the accuracy drops down for the information. So how do we make the information more accurate? That's wherein automation comes into picture, right? And when we say the data is spread across systems, what if we have one particular integration system that will pass on your information to your downstreams in real time?
Okay.
That's where, in terms of technology, web services come into picture. And when we speak of web services, security is always an add-on. So, since we talked about the certificates at the vendor side, we definitely, since we are integrating the information using web services, we bring into picture SSL certificates that would keep your information secure
Secure.
when it is
Okay.
passing down from one system to your multiple downstreams.
Okay.
Now, if we talk about enhanced decision making, so we have often seen a use case wherein the information needs to be approved, right?
Hmm.
So, you go into a factory, you check in for a material existence. If it is not there, you raise a PO and then it goes for an approval. What if we have a tool that automates this based on the workflows,
Okay.
right?
And
So,
there are complex workflows, right? I
right,
think
right.
there could be multi-level workflows here as
Yes.
well.
So there could be a scenario, say for example, I need to go in for multiple approvals. I cannot wait for days for my material creation to be processed, right? So that's wherein automation plays an important role, wherein the approvals and the workflows would be real time. So my lead time reduces, right?
Okay.
So that's wherein efficiency is increasing in terms of material creations.
Okay. Okay. And there, what I also want to understand is, so now, when the number of levels in the workflow increases, obviously the impact is, uh, from a process standpoint, the turnaround time for the workflow to complete increases, as well as, one of the bottlenecks that I have experienced customers, highlighting is there are instances where someone is on vacation and there is no one in that role. There
Right.
are instances where someone has transitioned from one department to other and there is no one to approve. There are instances where someone has simply left the organization and the role is now, there is the workflow is an orphan workflow. So what can be done to address these scenarios?
Okay. So to address these kind of scenarios, what if we provide a tool with a provision that gives your data steward a provision to reassign that request or to approve that request?
Okay.
So the waiting time is reduced. Plus, we provide real-time notifications. So whenever there is such kind of request that needs an attention, the notification has been raised via an email that intimates that this particular request has been raised by so and so user and it is being pending for material creation.
Okay, okay, okay. And is there any opportunity for the users to maybe run reports to find, okay, what are the ones that are lying dormant, what are the ones where the workflow is broken, because workflow also needs to be corrected, right, in those cases.
So yeah, so real time reporting is something that definitely a tool would provide, wherein it would give a list of all the materials that have been pending since days,
Okay.
that have been approved. If they have been approved, they have been approved by which data steward
Okay.
at what particular time. So
Okay.
we also provide provisions for audit logs and audit
Okay.
trials
Okay.
apart from reporting, which obviously increases my compliance and strengthens it.
Okay. And I see the last one, right? Operational efficiency. Do you want to speak something about that as well?
Yeah, so talking about operational efficiency, when we talk, since we are integrating the system with web services and your web services are hosted on cloud, so the downtime is obviously minimized and then the process is much faster than you expect it to be in real time. So now when you ask somebody to create a material, it is just a matter of seconds away.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, I think the next one is where you want to understand, okay, what is the way ahead? Because I see, there are certain key aspects of the solution which the users expect, right? And these are the three key aspects that we have heard plenty of times. So maybe you can talk more on these aspects as well.
Okay. Today we are seeing that the world is moving towards AI, right? So implementing AI and bringing automation into manufacturing industry is an add-on. Now, when I say this, so say for instance, I want to create a material with a particular manufacturer name and a part number. What do? I just fill in the manufacturer name and the part number, and my generative AI will automatically fetch in the attribute values from me. Now, the attribute values that are fetched, that is not from a single source.
Okay.
It is coming from multiple sources. So, obviously, the validation will be in place. But filling 10 attributes, say for instance, a category is having 10 attributes. Filling those 10 attributes is going to be a task for me,
So
right?
now you are taking 10 attributes. For me, if I am thinking about it, if I think about an AC motor, I am thinking 20 attributes. If I'm thinking about a a ball valve, a butterfly valve, it is certainly 15, 16 attributes. So that is certainly a humongous effort.
Right. So that's wherein we can leverage AI and we can bring that into picture that will automatically enrich those values and fill in those values for me. Apart this, it would also do some validation. Say it would do standardization. When I talk about standardization, say we have abbreviations, it would do complete forms for that abbreviations. It would do matching based on that abbreviations. So these are the facilities that an AI could provide us way ahead.
Okay, okay. And I think I can relate to it because I've seen users create records, and in my implementation, I've seen records as well, right? And the same record can be created in 10 different ways just because it is coming from 10 different suppliers.
Yeah.
And each supplier has their own standard. So there is, I think, a centralized process to standardize everything is essential. So maybe if you can talk about the semantic search here.
Yeah. So any tool that would give you a Google like search is again a plus for me, right? So as a user, if I want to create a material, first step is to see whether it exists or not, right? So what I would do is I would like to have an interface wherein I just type in the category that is required and it should give me the list of materials, right? So considering category say ball bearing. Now, even if as a human I am trying to misspell it, what would the AI do here? It would try to correct the misspellings.
Okay.
And based on the semantic search, it would contextually match the category and it would give me the results.
Okay.
That's wherein AI ML algorithms and your NLP
And will it also
algorithms.
take care of abbreviations?
Everything, yes.
Okay.
Right from your misspellings to abbreviations, since it is trying to contextually match your keywords.
Okay, okay. And what happens if the user does not find? I think so. Does he have to go back to step zero, or maybe he can continue from that and proceed?
He can continue. If the material is not available, he can just go ahead and create the new material.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. But if he tries to do this process, I think just because he may not enter enough information, would the system introduce a duplicate?
Yes, so when we talk about duplicates, if a user is trying to take that information and then create a new material using that existing information, that's wherein data governance would come into picture. Now, when I speak about data governance, it would try to match the attribute values. If a potential match is found, it would stop you from creating a duplicate material.
Okay, and will it also present what are similars or likely?
Yes. So yeah, again there the automated AI would try to auto detect the similar materials.
Okay.
If the material is existing, he or she can definitely go ahead and extend it to another plant, but not to the same plant.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. All right. So I think here we have reached. I do want to mention one more thing. I think you mentioned at some point about the downstream systems. There are multiple systems, and then giving that bridge. So I think since the post-COVID era, I'm just reading and I'm finding so many mergers happening, and all these different systems from different organizations coming together to form one unified view for the organization. So what is your view on that? So how do we support this transition?
So I guess I mean from what we have been experiencing past 2 years is we would recommend people to go ahead with something wherein we have single source, right? And then from that single source, the data is moving ahead to your downstreams to maintain the accuracy and the efficiency. This not only will maintain the accuracy and efficiency, since your validations are taking place at your creation itself, the downstream errors would minimize.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And I think there is one more change that I can relate to. I think everyone is moving towards gradually moving towards, I think, S4 HANA. That is another change, right? 2027 is the target date. So I think that's where you have two systems, where you have one legacy SAP ECC system and then an S4 HANA system. So there as well, this is transition. I think this is a use case that probably aligns well with this particular scenario as well. But now let's have a quick look at the integrity platform. I think we have a few short videos which highlight some of the features that we discussed today. And let's see if there are questions that we can address. Okay, so let me start by sharing this video.
In a world where data drives success, how you manage it makes all the difference. Introducing Verdantis Integrity, where we make managing your master data smarter and easier. Say goodbye to tedious data entry and hello to automation. With attribute auto-population, our smart system automatically fills in record attributes based on predefined rules and existing data, ensuring every detail is accurate and in place, effortlessly. Just input manufacturer and part number, and let Verdantis Integrity handle the rest. It's a game changer for efficiency and data reliability. Every duplicate is a potential risk, wasting time, resources, and money. Our deduplication feature safeguards your database by catching duplicates before they disrupt your business. What if a duplicate is identified? You can extend the existing record instead of creating a duplicate. With this feature, you can streamline your data management and avoid unnecessary clutter in your records. Our platform identifies duplicates not only based on part numbers, but also based on technical data, i.e., based on form, fit, and function. Searching for the right data shouldn't be a guessing game. With our semantic search technology, find exactly what you need even when you're unsure of the exact terms. This means you can search for ball BEERING 20mm id, or ball BEARING 47mm, or even related terms, and get the results you need.
So now I would like to run one more small video which focuses on one of the features called Auto Enrich AI.
Enrich AI, a powerful feature designed to streamline your item creation process with intelligent data enrichment. Auto Enrich AI offers two processes tailored to meet your specific data needs. Process 1. Automatic Category Suggestion. If you're unsure of the category, simply enter the MFR/MPN details. Click on the Suggest Categories with Web Enrichment button. Our Auto Enrich AI tool will search the knowledge base for the most relevant enriched item based on the entered MFR and MPN details and recommend the best suitable category for your item. You can then proceed to create the item. Process 2. Self-Category Selection and Web Data Enrichment. If you already know the category, search and select it manually from the suggestions. Enter the MFR and MPN details to create the item. If you choose to enrich the data, Auto Enrich AI will utilize advanced generative AI techniques to gather all relevant attributes from web catalogs. You have the flexibility to enrich additional details or unmapped values using the Enrich option. Alternatively, you can bypass and proceed directly to item creation. If you opt to enrich, Auto Enrich AI will fetch and suggest available attribute fields from web catalog and map them to the corresponding category attributes within the datasheet. Mapped project attributes are predefined within the Integrity tool for each category. If needed, you can manually adjust attribute details to ensure relevance. Using the mapping arrow, you can seamlessly map specific enriched web attributes to the project-specific category attributes. Once clicked, the mapping process automatically links the enriched value to the appropriate project attributes. If you wish to enrich all the values at once, select the web source and click on Enrich to complete the item creation. Auto Enrich AI streamlines item creation by intelligently enriching data and accurately mapping attributes. This feature enables your organization with faster data processing and decision-making. Unlock your data's full potential with Integrity's Auto Enrich AI feature.
So let me stop sharing. I think this last particular slide where we got a chance to view the entire. Let me share screen again. Share. And go to. So as we get into the Auto Enrich AI feature, I think one of the key takeaways there is the end goal is to give the end user ability to provide a robust outcome upfront, right? And in one of the KPIs that I have learned from the customers is to achieve a high first pass rate. Usually, one of the reasons that we have heard from the customers is why does it take so long to complete a particular workflow or a process is because of the back and forth that has to happen to get the information.
Mhm.
Now, this can all be avoided if at right at the entry point we have complete information, and
Yeah.
that is what I think we are getting from this. Now, I do want to open it up for question and answers. I would request attendees to post their questions in the comment section or the Q&A section, and we would be happy to address any questions that come up. Let me have a look at the comment section here. Are there any questions, team, that we would like to address? We're waiting for the questions here. Okay, so I don't see any questions that have come up here currently. Maybe what we can do is if you could comment the questions as a part of this stream, we can respond to your comments with our responses to your queries. Okay. At this stage, I and Monisha, of course, would like to thank everyone who attended the session today. We look forward to receiving your inputs. We look forward to connecting and speaking with you as a part of the next steps to this webinar. And thank you so much. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.